Teachers are supposed to shape the future, but what happens when a student turns into a nightmare? This case is a shocking example of how a simple relationship between a teacher and a student spiraled into something deadly. Let's break down the chilling murder of 72-year-old William Dubuis and the unexpected twists that followed. On July 11, 2019, officers in Fort Smith, Arkansas received a call. A neighbor, Denton Stringer, had heard a loud noise coming from William's house 2 nights before.
Second, okay?
The officer believes William might just have left. That is, until she discovers a disturbing odor coming from inside the house.
1-9 station, can we have an operator meet me on 3, please?
Due to the unusual situation,
But what caught the officer's attention wasn't just the noise. It was the unsettling odor coming from inside the home. Something was definitely wrong.
Just 2 hours ago, Taylor's teacher, 72-year-old William Dubois, was discovered brutally beaten and deceased inside his home.
Hey, are they homicide or so you beat to that? Really?
Really?
There's some heaters behind you.
I wonder what it is.
And there's no TV.
When officers stepped inside, they discovered William's lifeless body. The scene was horrifying. The attacker had left a lot of clues that the police could piece together. One thing stood out. The front door was locked from the outside. Whoever did this had a key, meaning the killer wasn't a stranger. Suspicion quickly fell on Denton Stringer and his daughter. As officers pieced together the case, they found something even more shocking. William's car, a red Ford Focus, was missing.
Is that days later, Taylor would be found driving her now dead teacher's car.
Do you know why that's Bill's car? Because he's dead.
Well, I don't know. I don't pay attention to him. Like, he ain't nothing to me.
He's been beat to death, and you're driving the car.
When spotted, the driver was no other than Taylor Elkins. And here's where things got messy.
And he come over here to call Bill's number, like a 1-800 number. And listen, I called the police on the other side because of the women out there fighting and everything, screaming from the kids. So
On his side?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So I've said if anybody did anything, it would be them. I mean, that's exactly, I shouldn't even say that. But because it's just odd that they come over here and then he's telling us to call Bill like this, we should check on this one.
Taylor, a 22-year-old woman, was no stranger to trouble. She had multiple felony charges and had bonded out of jail just weeks prior. Even worse, she lived right next door to William. Her grandfather was Denton Stringer. The pieces were falling into place. But when confronted, Taylor played dumb.
Taylor, Officer Hendricks, obviously. Did he read you your Miranda rights? He did? Like your rights to an attorney, everything like that? Okay, where'd you get the car?
I already told him.
You tell me.
I did, okay, at a boardwalk, it's just like a friend. That's it. His name's Sean, but I don't know his last name.
White or black?
He's white, but I don't think he thought it was stolen.
No, I didn't say it was stolen.
No, I'm saying like, I don't.
At first, she claimed she got the car from a guy named Sean. The problem, Sean had been in jail for weeks. When that lie fell apart, she shifted blame to a man named Joe, saying he took care of it while robbing William. But the evidence kept stacking against her. Inside William's hand, officers found a clump of hair matching Taylor's. Surveillance footage showed Taylor driving William's car just hours after the murder. The timeline wasn't adding up, and detectives knew it.
A few hours later, Taylor is placed inside an interrogation room and left by herself for the next 10 minutes, giving her enough time to come up with a plausible alibi to go with. What Taylor doesn't realize is that when the detective walks in, he has information that will completely disprove every excuse she has.
In the interrogation room, Taylor's cocky attitude quickly turned to panic.
And he's about to make Taylor dig her own grave.
So what about the guy that lives right next door to her? You know him?
Yes.
Who's that?
His name's Bill.
Bill what?
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know people's last names.
Oh.
Yeah.
How old's Bill?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know.
When's the last time you seen Bill?
Oh.
Taylor, you went to your dad's today. Were you there earlier this week, like Monday or Tuesday? Let me rephrase that. You were there earlier this week, and you had 2 white males with you. Who was those 2 white guys that were with you? Because I've already talked to your grandpa. Okay, and right there beside your grandpa's at school.
Yeah.
That school's got video, and it shows you showing up with 2 white males. So I'm just kind of curious, who are those 2 white males on? Do you know why that's Bill's car? Because he's dead. They beat him to death. And you're driving the car from a man who's been beat to death.
When told that William had been beaten to death, she looked shocked, but not because of the crime. She was caught, and she knew it. She tried playing the victim, but her lies kept unraveling.
Hey, it's got real. You talk about losing your girls, you're fixing to lose them for a lifetime.
You do nothing, though.
You know what? You're knee deep in this shit right now. This just got
I do
real.
nothing.
You better start coming clean with what you know.
I told you.
I'm just letting you know.
As the pressure mounted, Taylor's final story was that Joe did it, and she had no part in the crime. But by now, no one believed her. DNA evidence, surveillance footage, and GPS data all pointed in one direction, straight to her.
For vengeance.
You're a rude, cold, heartless murderer. This is not going to go away. This is not going to quit. You're going to keep having your little nightmares that you have, and I hope you do for the rest of your life.
But right now, that's not the only thing she has to worry about, as detectives have even more evidence that proves her whole story has been a lie from the...
Taylor thought she could outsmart the cops, but her arrogance was her downfall. She was charged with first-degree murder. Facing a life sentence, she took a plea deal in January 2020. Instead of life behind bars, she got 40 years with a chance at parole in 2059. This case is a haunting reminder that killers always think they're smarter than the law until they get caught. What do you think? Should she have gotten life? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in the next one.